Welcome to the Herald TV, and you are going to be watching Bend It with Herald TV, and this is part of our World Cup 2022 fever in Qatar. Let me share the results of the matches. Japan 0, Costa Rica 1, Belgium 0, Morocco 2, Croatia 4, Canada 1, and this morning Spain 1, Germany 1. And we have the groups now. The group F, it is Croatia with 4 points, Morocco with 4 points, Belgium with 3 points, and Canada with no points. Canada have crashed out of the championship. Then we have in the other group Spain with 4 points, Japan with 3 points, Costa Rica with 3 points, and Germany 1 point. A little bit complicated depending on the matches in the next round. Germany must face a must-win match against Costa Rica. 4 times champions Germany are only with 1 point. Luckily, they have stayed alive in Qatar. Spain are sitting pretty at the top with 4 points, and they have quite an easy the next match that they play, but it is tough. Japan will put up a good fight. Croatia won 4-1 against Canada and rose to the top with 4 points. Morocco stunned world champions number 2, Belgium 0-2, to leap at the top of the group along with Croatia, both on 4 points each. It was a day of big upsets as Belgium and Japan both succumbed to shock defeats against Morocco and Costa Rica respectively. Morocco won its first World Cup match since 1998 and its third ever with a sensational 2-0 victory over heavyweight Belgium to ensure that they can still qualify for the knockout stage. Fuller's goal 10 minutes from time gave Costa Rica a surprise 1-0 victory over Japan. Both Japan and Costa Rica have 3 points each. Portugal will meet Uruguay tonight, that's midnight, knowing that a victory will see them to the last 16 stage with a game to spare. Portugal earlier recorded a 3-2 very narrow victory over Ghana, while Uruguay played out a goalless draw with South Korea. Morocco's victory was a major upset in the World Cup, and it was enthusiastically celebrated by fans with Moroccan immigrant roots in many Belgium and Dutch cities. Riots broke out in several Belgium and Dutch cities after Morocco's 2-0 upset win over Belgium. Dozens of rioters overturned and torched cars, set electric scooters on fire, and pelted cars with bricks. Violence also erupted in Rotterdam as rioters pelted police with fireworks and glass. We have with us our legend, Francis D'Souza, who is back after a 2 days break. We missed you, Francis, but we now welcome you back for our program, and that's Bend It with Herald TV. Welcome, Francis.
Thank you very much.
And we have a new personality with us, and he is in the football field for almost a decade now, and he is the Football Development Officer with the Goa Football Development Council, and he is Franklin Roncon. Welcome, Franklin.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so very much for having me.
It's nice to have both of you. You would like to share your views, Francis, on which? Spain, Germany, Belgium, Morocco, or Japan, Costa Rica? Your choice.
Yes, Jovito, all the rankings, the forms, the great nations, South American champions, the Asian champions have all lost matches, and even the European champions unfortunately has not qualified for the World Cup. That's Italy.
Yes.
So we have a lot of upsets everywhere, even during the qualifiers and in the current tournament. But you cannot take some credit of the smaller nations away. Look at Costa Rica. Let's
And
get to that first.
after losing their first match
After being battered, bruised and beaten 7-0
by Spain.
by Spain, this is a nation that comes and gets the fruit of a victory. This small nation gets only 2 shots during the 2 games at the opponent's goal, and one of them is a goal. And that also, the curling kick which just went grazing the hands of the Japanese goalkeeper. What a wonderful performance. Grit, determination, and the reason for them is to prove at a world stage what they are capable of.
And Franklin, you would share with us with which match of your choice?
I believe I would like to continue what Sir has just put forward. Costa Rica, after being hammered, battered by none other than a very fabulous side, Spain, were looking for redemption, and oh my God, I can say they have redeemed themselves and are also looking out for a chance to getting qualified for the round of 16. The coach must have probably said, let's not concede, that is the primary goal, and they formed such a good in defense and got an opportunity up front, and Fuller took it to the most and scored a lovely goal, that you could say, and their hopes are alive right now.
It was Keisher Fuller who scored inside the final 10 minutes, and it was a shock victory. And they have ignited their campaign. It was a smash and grab victory for Costa Rica. Don't you think that Costa Rica made Japan pay for their failure to capitalize on their attacking superiority when Fuller curled a shot in the 81st minute, Francis?
I don't know what to call it. Overconfidence, complacency, or Costa Rica being battered by 7-0. It had a different effect mentally on Japanese players, because Japan is a team that can create upsets, and we have seen it in the tournaments earlier that they have created one of the biggest upsets. So I don't really know, but one thing for sure, when the team builds up in confidence, it's hard to crack a team which is brimming with confidence on the given day. So I think, like it was mentioned earlier by my fellow panelist here, that defensive approach was the strategy adopted by the Costa Rican coach, and they just went on to counter-attack on that lone wolf attempt. And
Actually, Japan put Costa Rica on the back foot as they controlled the game. Japan dominated even in the second half, but their passing grew less accurate, and their crosses and long balls were wasted, and then they lost. Franklin, what do you say?
They had Japan were progressing ahead. They were trying as much as they could. There was a shot from Endo as well, which was saved by Keylor Navas. Like I was saying, the defense was formidable. They said, let's not concede, which was the primary goal, and from there they built up. And even I think the 88th minute, Keylor Navas had 2 fabulous back-to-back saves, which denied a goal-scoring opportunities to the Japanese team. And Japanese, though they tried hard, this time the defense was absolutely formidable, and they did not accept a single goal.
The Costa Rica goalkeeper, Keylor Navas, made 2 saves, but fortune was not on Japan's side. Fuller won the Player of the Match award with his moment of magic, with a goal which added inspiration that they could even qualify for the round of 16. Costa Rica may not have been at their best, and it may not have been the most convincing win by any stretch of imagination. The way Costa Rica has dug deep to triumph in the face of adversity should offer inspiration for the rest of the teams. Do you agree with that, Francis?
Surely, certainly. I mean, even if you think about the Germany and the Spain match. I mean, everybody was thinking that a tiki-taka football would overwhelm Germany after their 7-0. But they have come as a team possessed yesterday. It's a total different concept. And this beautiful game, as we call it, we always can see about the unpredictability and the performance of the weaker teams.
So it was Costa Rica's the two shots, but one shot on target, which resulted in the goal from their only concerted attack. Costa Rica's entire team camped in their own half for long periods. Japan were the better side, but they were listless in attack. They lacked passion and energy which they displayed against Germany. Do you feel that that is right?
I believe against the German side, when they won, there was so much of passion and desire to win that particular match. They lived their moment in the World Cup for that particular match. But after the match was over and there was so much of hype that Japan actually defeated Germany, I think that must have little bit creeped into them, and that might have led to a little less motivated or more excited morale game against Costa Rica, and that's where Costa Rica capitalized. They frustrated Germany with their defense, and the lone goal was enough to go ahead.
So we are reaching the halfway mark of the Bandit with Herald TV. This program is supported by Decathlon Kalangut, Martin's Corner Betalbatim, Adlengoy Family Restaurant, Doria Degir Multi-Cuisine Restaurant Old Goa, and Martin's Place Village Bistro Navalim. Don't go back, stay with us, we'll be resuming very shortly.
Please do drop in at a small little family restaurant called Adlem Goy, which is just 5 minutes from Basilica of Born Jesus and Say Cathedral. In this small restaurant, we serve authentic Goan cuisine, and we are known even for our fresh fish, chicken, mutton, etc. Also, we are known even for the other cuisines like tandoori, Indian, Indo-Chinese. So why don't you come over? Also, we have a full-fledged bar, and our bartenders do really good, amazing cocktails and mocktails. And also, most important point, we are having a live premiere of the FIFA World Cup. So do drop in with your family and friends, and for reservations, dial the number on the screen.
Today we are at Martin's Place, and the ambience sarke chod bare. Like, look at this, so spacious and so nice. You feel like dancing. So let's cheers for it. The food here is next level. Like, it's so good, and so the prawns, guys, they were so kurkurit. Like, it is approved by Mr. Kurkurit. So look at me eat them. And Goan sausage stuffed sweets. Kitne lagtale re ho. Sam ke kadis boom bang bang zata. And tenge signature dish mila mere stuffed crabs. Kitne lagta bara pure crab meat, white wine, and cream and cheese gun. Jauna hel mere ami prawns pulao and chicken kafrial. Kafrial ki lagta har ke chod bare ta pulao.
Welcome back. You are watching Band It with Herald TV, and this is the World Cup 2022 in Qatar. We have talked about very extensively about the match Japan versus Costa Rica, where Costa Rica put it across Japan. And today's matches, before we go further, Cameroon, Serbia, 3:30 p.m. South Korea versus Ghana at 6:30, and then Brazil versus Switzerland at 9:30 p.m. and early morning, that is Tuesday early morning, Portugal versus Uruguay at 00:30 hours. Yesterday we had Spain and Germany 1-1. Spain had more possession, 65%. They had fewer shots to Germany's 11. They had only 7 shots, 3 on target, and Germany 4 on target. It was an excellent high quality stuff. Spain are now on the top with 4 points. Germany are last with just 1 point. Germany have no choice but to beat Costa Rica next. It was a night to remember because both substitutes scored. Alvaro Morata opened the scoring for Spain after coming early on in the second half. Germany then launched their reply in the form of Füllkrug, who made his mark to keep Germany's round of 16 hopes alive. Germany has a chance to seal all 3 points. They had a chance, but Leroy Sané failed to score. Spain survived not once but twice. What do you say, Francis?
It was a very high intensity match, and I think German coach Hans Flick has done a lot of homework for this particular match, considering the in-form Spanish team who dominated the previous match. I think they didn't allow the Spanish players to settle down. They took control of the midfield. They were aggressive, they were quick, and they were determined because they were aware that to stay in the competition they have to give the 100%. And you could see the body language of all the German players. I mean, they gave nothing away. They tried to harass and win every ball that was lost back again into their possession. Spanish, as you very well know, they are a team which likes to keep possession of the ball for a long time. I mean, they had the maximum amount of possession, but it was not positive possession where it could translate into attacks. So that was the difference when Spain had the possession. But German players, I think, are capable of getting results when they decide to do it.
Because they will progress next if they beat Costa Rica and Japan lose to Spain. Very tough proposition ahead. And Germany thought actually they had scored in the 39th minute, but their celebrations were cut short by the VAR because it was ruled for offside. Now, Morata replaced Torres and the move had a good impact. And then Germany brought in Fuller. Do you think that the coaches did their work pretty well, Franklin?
Definitely, they were inspired substitutions. Luis Enrique, who has won everything at club level, Hansen Flick, who's won everything at club level. They know the game, they know how to read the game, they know how to plan well ahead. And these were inspired substitutions, and both the substitutes did not let them down. A fantastic goal by Alvaro Morata through a low cross from Jordi Alba, who decided to go well low rather than crossing it up in the air. And on the other side, you had Niklas Füllkrug, who also smashed it inside the goal. I think both substitutions were inspired, and hats off to both the coaches who had done those.
But it was the goal ultimately of the Germany which revitalized their hopes of advancing to Qatar. Francis?
Yes, I mean, after considering the goal through very seasoned campaigner Morata, I think they had their backs to the wall. They couldn't look back. They had to look forward. And very rightly so, they were able to get the equalizer. And if Leroy Sané had been little wiser to take the inside route than the outside route, I think perhaps maybe things could have been more favorable to Germany.
And then you had Spain's goalkeeper Simon. I think he is one of the topmost goalkeepers that we have. And he also saved Spain yesterday, Franklin.
Absolutely. I think Unai Simon from Athletic Club, I think he's doing very well with the national side. He's also pushed aside David De Gea. And rightly so. Yesterday he's kept Spain in the game. Otherwise Germany had all 3 points.
Yeah, because he made very crucial saves, collected crosses in the packed penalty area, and was quick and decisive with his distribution. But we had Muller, Francis, and he disappointed to some extent.
Yeah, Muller is a very old war horse, still going strong, and maybe Hansi Flick has more confidence in him to be a little bit better in the box. I mean, what Muller does, what's an asset is that he will try to attempt every ball. He will start chasing the 50-50 balls, and I think that is why he is on the field. But I think he has passed his prime, and now Hans Flick has to see an alternative where he can. Germany needs a scorer very badly, and he has to find one very soon.
and the scorer. He made his third international appearance against Spain, and now he has 2 goals, but he is not in the same class of previous German strikers.
I mean, German strikers, Klose, take Gerd Müller, Klose, Klinsmann, they are all great in their own way. And success comes when you score goals. And that's the vital part of any match that is being played. And I think they are really missing a top striker in their form, who can take 50-50 chances and bring glory to Germany.
I think, Franklin, this German team has not been very impressive.
Germany look good on paper, but it has to materialize on the ground, which they are lacking. They've not hit the high note, that I would say. But looking at the fight that they had and the desire to win yesterday's match, at least, I wouldn't say about the Japan one, they had a desire that they would look forward to the next match. And the match against Costa Rica and Japan, the one who's really happy are the Germans right now.
And then we had this Belgium-Morocco. Morocco stunned the Red Devils 2-0. Belgium are an unhappy team, and they say they are playing unhappy football. It was a lackluster performance from Belgium. Belgium were slow, and they were punished by Morocco's side full of zeal, courage and skill. Francis?
Some of the Moroccan players are playing at the world stage. Hakim Ziyech, Hakimi. These are great players who changed the complexion of the match. And yesterday, very rightly so, they were instrumental in changing the fortunes of Morocco. Golden age of Belgium players is over, like it has been mentioned by Kevin De Bruyne. I think they have to get new, fresh, young talent into the team.
But Belgium actually dominated the possession and often outclassed Morocco. But Morocco, they shone with absolutely classy free kicks. Have you seen that, Franklin?
Yes, I believe that was probably their strategy to hurt the Belgium side on set pieces. And the first free kick, which was which Ziyech had scored a goal, which was disallowed by VAR, was actually a warning sign for the Belgium, which they failed to recognize. And in the second free kick, when they got it, you had Sabiri that crossed in, and the slightest of touch of size turned out into a goal.
Because number 22 ranked Monaco beat Belgium, ranked second in the world. This has turned out to be one of the biggest upsets in the history of FIFA World Cup.
Just as I mentioned, rankings have gone for a toss in this tournament. I mean, underdogs, Japan, Saudi Arabia have proved on the world stage that they are good enough to play in this World Cup competition. And I think Germany now, Belgium, have to find new talent to promote and get a little more zip into their game.
Because it was 2 substitutes, Abdel Hamid Sabiri and Zakaria Aboukal, who scored 2 late goals for Morocco. Do you think the substitution was done at the right moment?
I believe it definitely turned out to be the right move, the right decision to bring them on, and that's how they've got these 2 goals. But like coming back to Belgium, it's that we have so much of hopes with them, definitely because of the star-studded lineup. But if you go to see a player by player, many of them are not playing that pretty well at the club level. I mean, your club level coach would not play them, but your national team coach is playing them. And that's very unfortunate that just because you have your name, you're being put up in the lineup. That's something which the head coach should be aware of and say, no, the best are going to be playing. And then you will see results coming from the Belgium side.
And Morocco were denied a goal in the last kick of half-time because the free kick goal was disallowed by VAR. But Sabiri put them ahead in the 73rd minute. For Belgium, the passage of time has gradually removed the shine from their golden generation. You have said so, Francis.
Yes, very true, because everybody was also forecasting that Belgium would do well in the last World Cup because they had stars galore. But they failed once again at that world stage. And at this World Cup, I think they have not performed well to the expectations.
Of their starting 11, 7 of their players are in their 30s. And Belgium will need to improve drastically when they face Croatia in the final group game. For Belgium, too many of their players appear to be past their prime and they lack enthusiasm. Have you agreed with this statement?
Absolutely. I mean, if the such kinds of statements come within the team from the players, then you have to try and understand, yes, there is an aging that is happening there, and that is something that has to be looked forward towards, and that has to be corrected right now before the next game.
Croatia rose to the top with 4 points after beating Canada 4-1. Canada have crashed out. Searching for their first ever World Cup goal, Canada took the lead in the second minute, 67 seconds, as Alphonso Davies headed home the fastest goal of the tournament. But Croatia responded strongly and then they went to 4-1. Francis, how do you see this Canada team?
Very promising, very young, has some lovely talent in it. I have seen Hakimi and Miller. They are very good talent, and since next World Cup is going to be in Canada, I think this is a very good experience for them, although they are out of the competition. It will serve them very well in their being host of the next World Cup.
Yeah, next World Cup.
Yeah.
And then you found that both the coaches, they left without shaking hands, frankly.
I believe there was some tension before the match. That was due to the comments by the head coach of Canada, wherein he mentioned few disrespectful statements against the Croatian team. And finally, many a times it happens, you should not speak before you get the job done. And that's what Croatia taught you. And because of the tense atmosphere, you couldn't have a handshake in the end of the game.
But Croatia deserved the victory.
Absolutely. I mean, when I was watching the match, in 60 seconds, Alphonso Davies scores the goal, and I'm like in the air because it's an exciting match. Now you have a game on, and Croatia just plays calm, plays formidable, plays like a team, and they turn it around with 2 goals from Kramaric, 1 from Livaja, and 1 from Ayer. And they just turn around the game, making it look so easy.
And then I think every goal now is looking for Portugal, Uruguay.
Obviously, their hearts are always in the mouth when Portugal plays, because the first 60 minutes of the last game, I mean, their heartbeat must be going very high, because Portugal couldn't produce the football that they are capable of producing.
Especially their defense and the goalkeeper.
Yeah. Obviously.
What is your prediction of Portugal, Uruguay?
You won't give me a prize for that.
We can. If you click, we will give you a good prize.
I think Portugal should win 2-0.
And Franklin?
I would probably go for a draw, because both teams are equally balanced, and both of them I don't think would like to hurt each other right now. They would like to take it on the last day of the group stage.
So we come to the end of this presentation. There's a Bandit with Herald TV. This presentation was supported by Decathlon Kalangut, Martin's Corner Batalbatim, Adlengoin Family Restaurant, Doriadegar Multi-Cuisine Old Goa, and Martin's Place Village Bistro Navalim. To both our guests, Francis and Franklin, we are very grateful. Thank you very much, and let us see what happens to the result that you have predicted, and we meet tomorrow at the same time. Thank you very much.
Thank you.